So, hello everybody, and welcome to my first ever deep dive screen recording type video. As you can see, I am logged into my Spotlight, and as promised, I will be going through my version of tightening up a spotlight, curating a spotlight with my own spotlight today. And as we say in Maltese, this is an opportunity for you guys to see me with my patata barra, which means with my bare bum out. So pants down vibes. I.e., this is a very vulnerable position to be putting myself in. However, vulnerability makes us stronger. I'm just grabbing my phone because I have some notes on what I am going to be swapping out so I can talk you through my process. Okay, so obviously on Spotlight, going to edit my profile, they always bloomin' change the setup over here, but I'm just putting my phone here. Fantastic. So as you can see, this is my Spotlight. Welcome to it. As you can see, my representation is here. What I love about Spotlight is that I can put all of my measurements from my boobies to my to my waist and my hips to everything over there. My vocal range is there. So, everything is kind of like tightened up and visible. So that means I don't have to ever fish in my notes somewhere for it. So it's all splayed out for casting directors to see. Now, this is my main headshot, and this is my name, blah, blah, blah. So, first things first, main headshot. Obviously, I'm thinking of swapping out my headshots at this point because I had these done February 2023, I believe, 2024. So obviously they're 2 years old. I feel like I look a little bit different. Maybe other people don't see it, but I think the vibe that I wish to go for is a bit less youthful now. So yes, the first thing I'll say is when it comes to your hero shot, which is what I like to call it, your hero image, this needs to be tight to the face. So it literally has to be a head shot. There are some companies in London that I actually got my shots with as well, and other companies as well. It's not just them, but they like to do quite in profile. But really, what we want to see is just the head, for the reason that when a casting director is scrolling through their submissions list, the icons are really, really tiny. So you want your head to be really tight to the shot so that they can have a really good idea of your face upon first impression. So that is number one. Now, number two, you can see I have hidden some of my many headshots. So what I will say is, besides the hero image up here, I would always go for no more than four. Actually, for actors who are just like working actors doing plays and straight drama and film and television, I'd say three is the maximum under here. And you want to make the looks really, really varied. So obviously I've got my, commercial expressive image that also kind of doubles up for pantomime and stuff, which is like what I really want to do. I want to play characters that are larger than life and really sink my teeth into huge, big expression. Then I've got like a look of a younger teenage girl on here as well, because I have quite a youthful stature. I'm 4'11". So yeah, I'd like to play youthful characters, one of an edgy teen. And then personally, because I do a lot of physical theatre, and my background is in device theatre and stuff, they often ask for full body shots, casting directors, for these things. So if you're a physical theatre artist, or also like to do physical theatre or do a lot of dance as well, I'd always include the fourth image down here to be somewhat of a full body, or where they can get an idea of your body, essentially. So again, 3 shots maximum for people who are actors or actor musicians or musical theatre. No theatre shots, no action shots, as we like to call them. None of that. Casting directors don't want to see that. They just want to see your plain background, high quality headshots that show a variety of looks that they can see you in certain roles. Again, they can see me for a pantomime or a commercial with large expressions for this role, for example. And yeah, just no theatre. And if you're a physical theatre performer, add that fourth full body, or more or less full body, in there as well. Yes, so I had to The only thing I have touched up upon like my spotlight is I've hidden these images already. So today I would have just hidden them, but yeah, I did that a bit in advance because I didn't realize it would be something people wanted to see. So yes, I just whittled it down to those ones. Scrolling down, show reels and just reels in general. This is the money shot. This is exactly where you need to spend the most time and where I have spent the most thinking time of what I want to curate and what I want to present on here, because some of my material is a bit outdated here. I also, for a performer, there's a lot of material here for the simple reason that I like to do devised ensemble work as well. I have like a devised ensemble work reel. That's my bread and butter, but I've realized that this is something that I don't need to necessarily show on my spotlight. So number one thing I'm going to do on my spotlight is get rid of that devised ensemble work reel entirely. The only case where I would have more than three reels, an acting, a singing, and a movement or dance reel, would be if you play an instrument. If you play an instrument, nice to have like a wee clip on there of you playing the instrument. Obviously, audio visual is nice because you get to see you actually play it rather than just an audio clip, but an audio clip is also fine, to be honest with you. But yes, I'd stick to having three reels of no longer than 2 minutes per reel, essentially. So an acting reel of a cut of like 2 1-minute monologues, or at maximum like 2.5 minutes. So yeah, I'm going to be replacing that acting reel, which currently has a monologue which I will be including, and then two scenes which I won't be including. So there's like cut scenes between me and another actor, which I don't like anymore, that I want to do away with and replace with the monologue reel I shot with my own brand, with Stessie. That I have pinned to my profile if you want to go and give it a watch. It's a classic piece because I like to do theatre, and again I like to play these larger than life characters, and that's kind of what I want to present myself in, not what I've got on there. So that's my acting reel, what I'll be going for on there. And then with my singing reel, I'm actually thinking of whittling this down to just a 1 minute cut of a pop belt song audio visual. So then I will have just a 1 minute audio visual singing reel of me singing a Beatles song, which I think really suits my voice and shows off my belty rocky poppy stuff, which is what I mainly like to do. And then in my audio clips, which is what I'm going to get to, I will be putting the rest of my singing material in there. I'll come to that. And then for the movement reel, yeah, 6 minutes 49 is a bit of a ridiculous. I mean, 4 minutes 30, 3 minutes 36, 4 minutes 49. Thankfully, my spotlight didn't run out of storage, but like, this is way too much material essentially for anyone to sift through. And if you're having to like timestamp to a casting director saying like, it's my singing reel, it's the third song in at like 9, they're never going to watch it. Never. It's always the first thing that they see. They'll watch the first minute, if even, and immediately they know what you're about, they know your vibe, and they essentially just need to see whether you fit with the rest of the cast, and then they can invite you in and see how you play with the others. So what you really want is to showcase that, hey, I can act, and these are the roles that I'd like to go for. So choose two really contrasting monologues, and like if you're going to go for a singing reel with two songs, two really contrasting songs that show a bit of vocal flexibility, vocal range, and maybe a character, and then like a soprano or like an aria, or like a really low jazz, and then a really belty pop. And again, 2.5 minutes, max. And then movement reel wise, I'm gonna get that done professionally. I'm gonna like hire someone to choreograph me, and I'm gonna film it myself with my equipment, because I just want to zhuzh that up, because it's a mishmash of like physical theater and just weird stuff that doesn't actually show a casting director, that I can do 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2 moves. So that's what I would recommend for a movement reel, is just like show them that you can pick up choreography and execute it clearly. And then if you do physical theater like myself, just state it in the about me. Like extra flourishes that are in your practice are nice to include in the about me. We'll get to it. And then for audio clips, I am going to be keeping, but I will be rejudging my rap reel, because rap is something that I really want to pursue in my practice, and I would recommend for anyone who is the same to do the same. And then I will be adding my singing clips, so I'll have the audio visual poppy rocky belty main thing that I want to do in my show reels over there. And then my audio clips will include a song from Hamilton, the one by King George, so the pardon me, the You'll Be Back, it's called. And the reason for that is because I actually, like, my ambitious dream is to be King George on the West End. Like, maybe never going to happen, but again, like, I know where I want to end up. And if I have that song sung really well and the Hamilton people happen to like stumble across my thing, it's already there and they can see it for what it is. So I know where I want to end up, and I'm going to stick that on my audio clips. And then I'll have a nice belty mix song over there, so I have a bit of variation. And I might also include an accent reel. Might be a bit too much, but I do a wide variety of accents, so that's something I would potentially pop on there, as well as maybe a sop sample. That's something I'm still figuring out, but what I would recommend is that, like, don't clutter the audio visual stuff, give them a nice taste, a nice flavor, and then in the audio clips you can like separate anything else you can do. So like, again, if you play an instrument, if you have a really high sop range but also a really nice belt in there, maybe include it there instead of your audio visual pieces. And then the about me, this needs to be tight, tight, tight. So I've just tightened this up myself. It's really not that long. What you want up here is, if you've not got anything coming up, I would say what you've been in most recently. Or if your most recent thing was like more than a year ago, what I would say is you can just say that currently you're working on your acting skills by going to classes or going to singing lessons, etc. So just a nice little thing to say what you're up to next, or what you've most recently done, or what you're up to right now. And then here, again, we don't really need to know, like, you don't really need to know I'm from Malta, because up here you can tell where I'm from, hopefully. And so if you say, like, I'm a Manchester born theatre maker, or I'm a Manchester based art, they can see that you're based in Manchester or have a base in Manchester. So I actually don't need the thing that I am from Malta, but the reason I put it in there is because I'm a first generation immigrant. So I wanted to be really clear that I'm not from the UK. And then what I like to do in here is what I'm interested in, and anything else that I'd really like to highlight about my practice. So I have a background in videography and I'm a multidisciplinary artist, and I love to R&D. That's my brand, and because I like to make new characters and test new ways of making. Those are the rooms I want to end up in. So I clearly state that in my bio in literally 1, 2, 3 sentences. So 3 sentences and then a next up or a most recent thing here. Then, in terms of credits, the thing I would usually say to people is put them in tabs and make them visible in date order. So or give the option to the casting director to make them visible in date order. That's really easy. You just click on here and you can just press the tabs button. It just makes it cleaner to the eye. And I've again talked to like casting directors and agents, and they mainly prefer the tabs because it just makes it a bit easier to navigate. And what I would recommend to anyone, especially if you're self-represented, is prioritize these in terms of what you want to do more. So if I would prefer to do stage and theatre, I wouldn't be upset if I never worked in film and TV ever again. I mainly want to be a stage actor. So I put stage at the beginning. Film second, research and development, because my credits aren't very like credible. I would put them at the top, to be honest with you, if I had some good ones on there, but I don't. And then yeah, just like NYT and stuff like that in my further credits. But my stage credits are as so because that's what I want to do the most. So I would recommend that for you as well. Then, for my self represented artists as well, I would, in the accents and dialects, this is really important, and this literally happened to me this week. So, I would, if you have lots of accents in your high standard and you've just got your native as your actual native, so my native is actually Maltese, as you can hopefully tell, and but I feel really, really confident with my Italian accent, obviously because it's really regionally close to Malta, and also I've lived in Glasgow and Scotland for 6 years now, so I feel like I've gone method there. Dublin, Central Scottish, American Standard, American New York. I have no idea where that came from, but I do a really good American New York. Basically, all I'm saying is, with my self-represented artists, if you are really confident that you can provide a great accent in the room, pop it into native, because when casting directors are filtering for us, it just gives you more of a chance of being seen, and it's that little bit of shamelessness that kind of gets you in the room, which is what we need as self-repped artists, because the opportunities are a bit less. So that, and then obviously, yeah, languages, beef up the skills always. Like if you're really skilled at horse riding or like shooting, fencing, anything like that, like pop it in highly skilled. And even if you know you've not touched it for a couple of years or anything like that, if someone brings you in to see your skills, like book an intensive course and like just brush up on it, because the likelihood is they don't need an absolute expert. They'll probably just need someone who's more or less competent. So again, give yourself as many chances of being seen as possible, and put anything that you're quite skilled at in highly skilled, so that when casting directors are filtering, they can see you, and do put your training at the end for sure. And pretty much that is that. Yes, so the main thing I'll be working on are my reels. Obviously, your headshots are really important, and like this being zoomed in, the hero image right here, super important. Obviously, your ethnicity and nationality and any languages you speak, super duper important to include. And yeah, this, zoom it in. The headshots, obviously, you want ones that like show you off really high quality, really nice. But ultimately, guys, it's your reels that shows the casting directors what you can do. So if you want to know more about like which ones to pick from your spotlight, or or you're fed up of what you have on there and you just want that monologue that you can just put at the front of your show reel section and know exactly what you're presenting to casting directors and have them see you exactly in that light, DM me the word reel on Instagram and we will get you sorted in the studio. But for now, yeah, I have a lot to work on, and I hope to get it done very soon. I've recorded a couple of like at home singing reels that I'm going to put on my audio clips, and then from there, yeah, I'm just gonna have to get some better reels done in my studio and update everything that way. So I hope you guys found this the least bit helpful, to be honest with you. And yeah, let me know how you found this, and let me know if I should have a wee series reacting to people's spotlights, like brutally honest reaction vibes. If that's something you're interested in, let me know on Instagram, and I will see you when I see you. Bye bye.